Hello and welcome to the next part of Metal Gear Rising.
And we're back.
And we're back. It's really freaking hot because it's 90 degrees, so if we pass out, don't be surprised.
And Adrian has no blinds on his windows.
Nor do I have AC.
No, yeah, and even if we did, we wouldn't be able to use it because it would make too much noise for the recording.
Well, actually, no, it's not too loud in my house. We just don't use it because budget.
But yeah, I will...
Cut.
Chances are I will either die of heat stroke or blindness before the end of the day, so...
Wait, why blindness? Because of how bad my playing skills are?
No, because the sun is directly in my eyes. I can barely even see the screen. I'm not sure if I can even play in this position.
Alright, well, we'll switch positions then. Oh, what's the...
What just happened?
What's hitting... Oh!
You
I didn't know that guy was up there.
You were getting gangbanged by a sword dude and a minigun and a rocket launcher all at the same time.
Yeah, I didn't even see that guy up there. Whoop. Oh, come back here! Stop running away! Stop being a Shinji!
Love those ice skating moves those things do.
God. I like how it's just pimp slapping you. Ow. No. Hey, there we go. Get rid of his pimp slap maneuvers.
The only good things about these guys is the fact that Rules of Nature plays while you fight them.
It's the soundtrack. That's what makes it.
Makes it all worthwhile.
I don't know if I can agree with you there. I'd rather these guys not be in the game. God dang it. Oh! Wow, that didn't... Okay, here we go. It's so much easier not fighting two of them at once. There was a time where I pressed the button a little bit too early, swiping at it, couldn't get one hit. I mean, it still died, but, you know, it was just... I had, like, 0% health. Come on, game. Let me go.
It's thinking.
It's processing. A B! Whatever. Alright, I believe there's actually an RPG guy over here. Oh, the guy that's flashing, I think you can get his left hand.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Shall we?
It's much harder than it looks. It's easy to do by accident, but it's really hard when you're actually trying for it. You see what I mean? You can be cutting right through it and it won't happen.
I did not get that, did I?
Nope.
Yes!
There you go.
Would you like to see, if they did a sequel to this game, would you be interested in seeing a more fleshed out stealth system, or do you think they should just completely abandon it in favor of just the action gameplay?
That's a very good question. I feel like if they play their cards right, they could make it so that a good stealth system and a good action system would complement each other well. But as it is here, it doesn't really work because it's definitely not meant to be played stealthily. And in fact...
Well, I mean, it discourages stealth, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get a lower rank for the chapter if you avoid fights.
Oh, he's doing his...
So as long as the mechanics work against it, then it's not... It's not going to be a good idea. But
yeah, I can understand that.
If they do different things with it in a potential sequel, it could definitely work, I think. And it would be nice to sort of stay true to the old Metal Gear roots.
I'm not sure if you heard about this, but the director for this game said he wants to do a kill-a-kill game.
I did hear about it. You know why? Because I was the one who told you.
No, I mean, I saw an article on it by Anime News Network. I forgot, what was the other game he said he wanted to do? There was two animes that he was trying to...
Berserk was the other one.
Oh. Kill-a-kill would be better.
Yeah, I can't imagine a Berserk game being like...
good?
No, being a fast-paced like character action game like this.
I mean, Kill-a-Kill is perfect for that, because it's a fast-paced character action show.
Yeah. And also, basically, Dark Souls is Berserk in video game form.
Oh, okay. Well, except much better, according to you.
Yeah.
How much did you actually get any further in it? Because
No,
I know you said you watched the first one.
It was just not that great, and I don't want to be saying controversial things about such a revered series as Berserk.
No, I mean, you can have your opinions.
I know.
I mean, the only thing about opinions, about having really different opinions from someone else, you just gotta support it, that's all. It's funny, because I don't know if you saw this, I was looking up reviews for Dying Light, and people, like, Angry Joe gave it like a 7 out of 10, and so did GameSpot. Angry Joe barely got any hate for that review. GameSpot got a lot of hate for the review. It was interesting seeing how different people how they reacted to it.
That's strange.
But Angry Joe goes into depth.
I could have sworn Angry Joe gets hate for like basically everything he ever does.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, compared to like GameSpot, the amount of hate that GameSpot got for that review, he did not get that much.
I got the organs and the arm there.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know why some people don't like Angry Joe. I mean, I guess maybe they find him immature.
Oh, I don't find him even remotely funny, but I guess I sort of like him because he's part of the Channel Awesome family, and I just really like those guys.
Okay, so you don't find his humor too funny?
No. It would be better if it wasn't so long-winded and skit-based.
That's interesting. I actually like the little skits that he does. Well, my favorite one was the Grand Theft Auto one when I did the big rigs.
That was actually really funny.
That was pretty entertaining. Uh-oh. What is this? Oh, why is Blade Wolf... Oh, wait, no, it's a different one.
I guess the problem with Berserk wasn't really its own fault, but the fact that it's aging by the minute. I mean, the animation is terrible by modern standards. It was probably pretty good by the standards of its day.
Actually, no, tell me who animated it first.
I don't quite remember.
If it was Toei Animation, it was probably going to be... It was probably bad back then.
I doubt it was Toei, because it doesn't ring a bell, but...
Oh, they do, like, Sailor Moon and One Piece and stuff like that?
Something is saying that it might have been an early Madhouse production, but I'm not sure if that's...
Oh, that could be the case.
It could be, because I know Madhouse is known these days for being ridiculously good. But I'm sure
they had to start somewhere.
They were still struggling, yeah. And the voice acting was also, again, really corny and cheesy for its time. It had
dub or the sub?
It had the dub.
Oh, okay.
It had the classic intro sequence problem of where it starts the same way literally every anime in the universe starts, with with the small time bad guys coming in and making asses of themselves, and there's like the panning shot over their grinning faces with the canned sound effects in the background.
Yeah, I know
like it's stuff that you hear so much, and I know I can't blame Berserk for it because it was so early. It was probably original back then, but I just can't watch it today because it hasn't aged well at all.
I'll have to check it out. But anyway, about Metal Gear now.
Oh, that's right. We've moved on to the part where the story actually goes back to being interesting again.
Yeah, I suppose. What did you think about this section of the game right here?
This section had really high ambitions, but it does not fit.
I felt it was really awkward considering like the whole game I'd been slaughtering soldiers, and now it's asking me to. It was asking me to think about it, but this game kind of, I guess it glorifies violence. So when it asked me to think deeply about it, I don't know if the dissonance doesn't really work for me.
Well, I think in some ways that's kind of the point, because all this time Raiden has been mercilessly slaughtering people and insisting that it's because he's a dispenser of justice. And then here they try to sort of mentally break him by testing his, whatever it is, the fact that he's trying to be the good guy and whatnot, by showing that the people that he's killing are victims just like the ones that he's trying to save. But then a few minutes later, it turns out that, oh yeah, actually I've just been in complete denial and I actually am a vicious monster who loves killing. So it's not really dissonant. It's not dissonance that's the problem. The problem is, I don't know. I feel like they're trying to be a bit smarter and more philosophical than they should be.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the whole game, like, up to this point, like, I just felt the game had been glorifying violence so much that when it tries to do something like, oh, let's think about it, it's like, well, I don't want to. I'd rather go back to chopping up my helicopters into tiny bits of pieces and wondering how the F that works.
Well, Spec Ops The Line did that, and it did it perfectly. This game does the same thing, and it falls flat on its face, because I guess it's because this is a major and mature and complex enough theme that it really deserves to have a full narrative storyline devoted to it, instead of just sort of a throwaway scene like this one is.
Yeah, I mean, because isn't this the only time in the game they bring it up?
Pretty much, because...
I mean, the other characters, they'll mention something, but it's not like it's explored.
No, it's totally negated one scene later when Raiden embraces his Jack the Ripper persona. When he's like, okay, yeah, it bothered me for like a minute, but then once I got in touch with the fact that I'm actually a monster who loves killing, then it stops bothering me.
Oh, wait, I don't give a crap.
And he no longer can read the thoughts of the soul. Also, that using nanomachines to read people's minds is bullshit.
Oh.
That's like the biggest ass pull the series has ever done. All of a sudden, for like one scene, he can just randomly read people's minds because nanomachines.
Yeah, I was actually wondering about that. I was just noticing that right now. He's reading their minds. Because bear in mind, I haven't watched any of these cutscenes in a long time.
That's really a stretch, even for Metal Gear. I know Guns of the Patriots got a lot of flack because Kojima was basically filling in all the plot holes he can find with nanomachines. That's the explanation, nanomachines. And they do that again here, except even worse.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Stop it! Stop it now! I quit and Flynn will F you!
My voice totally isn't cracking!
Oh!
Okay, stop that. Anyway.
Ow, what is that?
A lot of the problem with nanomachines in Guns of the Patriots was the fact that they were used to explain things that didn't need explanation, sort of like midichlorians in Star Wars. Nobody needed an explanation for the Force, but we were given one anyway, and it made the whole thing worse as a result.
I don't remember when it was introduced, but I remember reading about that on like the wikis and stuff.
It's just sort of an unspoken fact that in the Metal Gear universe, there's weird supernatural stuff. And it just sort of exists, and nobody questions it, because it's consistent with the game world's own internal logic. And then when the game tries to explain it away with nanomachines, it just ends up sounding hokey.
Yeah, I guess there's some things you don't really need to explain everything in fiction for it to be good. Because, I mean, you have to have some suspension of disbelief.
That was definitely one of the biggest problems with the writing in Guns of the Patriots, the fact that it was very expository. That was probably the biggest problem with the epilogue where Solid Snake meets Big Boss, and it's supposed to be a great big emotional scene, but Big Boss wastes like 10 whole minutes at the beginning talking about numbers, and explaining how and why he survived, when it's like, I don't care why at this point. The story's over. All that's left is just the emotional beats to really drive home.
Yeah, gotcha.
It does it eventually, but...
It's funny, finding the balance between expository writing and letting someone implicitly figure things out it's a delicate balance you have to figure out.
Exactly.
Especially with game writing. Because, I mean, it's different with animation and TV shows and stuff like that, because you're pretty much holding the person's hand through the whole thing. With a video game, you're letting the person go around and explore your world.
Yeah.
So it kind of changes the dynamics of things a bit.
And that's what makes games like Dark Souls so great, is the fact that a lot of its storytelling is completely environmental, and it lets you piece things together naturally as you run across them.
Yeah, that's one thing I haven't played Dark Souls. I watched other people play it. That's one thing I've loved about Bloodborne.
Yeah, the principle's the same with Bloodborne.
Like, when you get, like, to, like, the whole university thing, and you kind of, like, find, like, little tidbits and notes and items and stuff, and you're like, oh, this was used for this, and this, and this, and this is all the blood therapy, and this is, like, the, healing church and stuff, and I thought it was a clever way to kind of tell the story without being ham-fisted about it.
Yeah, all the pieces slowly come together in your head naturally.
Except for the ending. Which I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, but oh well. But now Raiden's all emotionally effed up. This part of the game is bullcrap. It's not hard, it's annoying, it's crap. I don't like it.
Well,
it's not hard at all, it's just like why?
It is sort of pointless, because it's a 30-second sequence of you walking past guys, and it doesn't really take much strategy. All you need to do is just walk to the right.
Yeah,
forward.
Okay, so that's what you do too. I literally, this is a path you take too?
Yeah.
Yeah, just go to this way.
I'm pretty sure it's the only path.
I think it's the only path. But it's just annoying because I just want to get things moving at this point.
And it's funny, I should have brought up Star Wars as a comparison point, like with the midichlorians and stuff, because in a lot of ways I feel like Hideo Kojima and George Lucas are very similar in terms of how they write and how they make things, because they both have a lot of really great ideas, but they're not quite smart enough to bring their own intellectual properties to their fullest fruition.
Gotcha, yeah.
And their later works were severely marred by the fact that they had become such big-name celebrities that they couldn't really be touched, and thus, when making things like Metal Gear Solid 4, or in Lucas's case, the Star Wars prequels, they didn't have anybody to tell them no, and they didn't have anybody to veto their terrible ideas.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked the original Star Wars movies, but I really didn't... I mean, I didn't hate the prequels.
I actually like the prequels for my own personal reasons.
I like the idea of the prequels, if that makes any sense.
It does, because it's the same thing with me. Like, I like them for nostalgic value. They came out when I was really little, and so they were sort of part of my childhood in a way that the originals weren't, because they were before my time. But I can still see that objectively the originals were a lot better.
Yeah, but I mean, the third movie I think could have been like one of the best movies I've ever seen if it had just gotten rid of Hayden Christensen. I don't like his acting.
I still maintain that Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor are very good actors.
Ewan McGregor was awesome.
The problem was simply the writing. That was the only problem.
You actually think Hayden Christensen's a good actor?
Yeah,
I didn't think he suited Anakin that way.
I saw him in this other thing. I forget what it was, but like he was good. I was like, wait, is this the same dude from Revenge of the Sith?
Huh.
And during the parts where he has to act without speaking, where he has to act verbally, no, not verbally, facially.
Well, I mean, just like with pantomime, right?
Pantomime. I don't think that's quite the right word, but I know what you mean. The moments where he just has to stand around and look intimidating, he works so well. You can totally see the beginnings of Darth Vader in his body language and his facial expressions. But, back to Metal Gear.
No, it's okay.
We're sort of getting off track here.
No, it's okay. I mean, that's what's going to happen if you're just doing grindy gameplay. But now, we're getting cock teased by Sam. Oop. I almost knocked over the mic.
Don't get too excited there, buddy.
Sam, come here.
Darn you, Sam. Take down this invisible wall so we can
get that glorious booty gap over here. What?
Wait, the what?
I didn't say anything.
I know you've got some weird fetishes, but...
No, it's... Oh, Monsoon. Now, this guy kind of comes out of nowhere, too.
He and Mistral are sort of given the shaft because they're introduced right before they're killed.
I mean, I kind of would have liked to... I guess especially for Mistral, I would have liked to see her backstory more because she sounds so interesting. But, I mean, Monsoon could have been interesting, too. Like, why is his body the way it is?
Monsoon gets a bit of screen time in the Jetstream DLC, but still not enough to really develop him. I haven't gotten very far in Blade Wolf, but I'm pretty sure Mistral gets a bit of time in that story as well.
Okay.
And Monsoon has a really interesting design, like being all cut up in little pieces already in a game where all you do is cut things up.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of a funny way to subvert your expectations. Like, I'm going to cut the boss up a little... I mean, you end up doing that in the end anyway. Exactly. But, I mean, like, during the boss fight, you're like, let me try Blade Mode. Nothing works. And you're just like... You're just kind of left questioning yourself.
Have you noticed that every single time one of the primary villains from the Winds of Destruction to Armstrong, when they're introduced, each of them gives a unique and distinctive slasher smile with all their teeth?
Did Mistral do that too?
Actually, no. She blew a kiss because she's a woman, and that's what women do.
Oh, okay. Titties!
But yeah, as for the others, they all give these wonderful slasher smiles, and they just make me happy to look at because
there it is.
They're so cheesy, and yet they're so wonderful. They're so wonderfully evil.
Oh, you ready for this?
Well, first we have to listen to him exposit and monologue for a long time about all the stuff that he learned in the atheism subreddit about memes.
The memes, Jack! The memes!
All he needs is a fedora and a My Little Pony fetish, and he'll be perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Free will is a myth. Religion is a joke. All that matters are memes. I am an active part of the atheist community, and I enjoy intellectual discussions about My Little Pony.
Bronies! Oh, good lord. They will learn to hate.
Hate turns
to fear, fear turns to darkness.
In all fairness, I actually think that Dawkins' theories about memes from the selfish gene is a really interesting scientific idea, and I would be so much more sympathetic to the guy in general if he wasn't such a bag of dicks.